Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far, as Scump confirms and explains just why the OpTic guys are probably moving to the Envoy facility in the heart of downtown Dallas to play their scrims and matches this season. There is currently no streaming deal in place for the CDL with either YouTube or Twitch. What does that mean for the CDL? Could it be actually a massive positive thing for the growth of the scene? Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Plenty to discuss. Firstly, this other was hilarious, to be honest. We talked about yesterday this, well, kind of looking like the Rose Warzone skin, basically. Kind of difficult design to see, the Los Angeles Thieves CDL skin. This skin very quickly became on the Steam store the, I think the 13th highest selling kind of anything on the entire platform. So Los Angeles Thieves are paying for their CDL spots with this skin pack here. I guess it was unintentional that it just turned out to be so good for Warzone players, having this reduced visibility and that competitive advantage. But this is the list here in terms of top sellers by revenue. So you've got, okay, Modern Warfare 2, Counter-Strike has probably been on here for like, I don't know how many, probably a decade since it came out, to be honest. Even Red Dead Redemption 2's on here. But down in 13th place is the LA Thieves pack. So they were selling reams of this stuff. And I think even if you look further down, around about the 100th mark, you get to see some other team skins like FaZe's, OpTics, and I think LA Guerrillas, it's down there. But, you know, right up at the top is LA Thieves. So yeah, name chart, obviously, you know, unintentional, because kind of funny really how everyone roasted their jersey for good reason, but their CDL pack in the game is very simple and obviously dark coloured, and well, it gets the job done for many different sites. I thought that was pretty funny, to be honest. Now, this is one of the key stories of the day, the Call of Duty League lacking a media deal going into Friday's opener. This, to be honest, is not really a massive surprise, right? We'd have thought by now, given that tomorrow the matches begin, we might have had some announcement as to either YouTube or Twitch or wherever platform it's possibly going to be streamed on. As it stands, there is no deal in place. That's, well, the article that comes out yesterday from the Sports Business Journal. Kevin Hitt reports this as well. I'll show you guys the entire article, actually, because, yes, no exclusive deal. If you guys aren't really familiar with the story here, a couple of years ago, both Overwatch, Hearthstone, and the CDL signed a just absolutely insane, in my opinion, $160 million media deal with YouTube to stream there. Now, Twitch has done similar deals in the past for big money, and I think that both platforms realize that really it isn't worth their while. The viewership isn't there. Like, how are they recouping YouTube that $160 million for letting the CDL broadcast there, like, on their own? It's just another Activision Blizzard finesse job, to be honest, that they've done over the last few years. But obviously the platforms now are starting to wake up and realize this doesn't really make sense from a financial perspective, and if they are going to give offers for media rights, it's not going to be these type of numbers until the CDL grows to way bigger than it currently is. So the option then is, do you go to like Facebook Gaming or something, and please God, let's not do that. So the option either is for the CDL as it stands to sign a much smaller contract with YouTube or Twitch, which they probably don't want to do, or just say, you know what, this was our plan all along, to not do a deal and actually have effectively no exclusivity. Now, yes, this could hurt the CDL in the short term in terms of money they're bringing in, but the CDL have got plenty of cash. Activision are making all this money, and you know, they've already finessed YouTube over the last few deals, you could argue, after the last few years, you could argue, with this existing deal. So as it stands, as the article goes on to explain, with the expiration of the deal, like there's no announcement yet as to where this weekend's matches are actually going to be viewed. Now, the deal moved over from Twitch to YouTube, and you know, the money has been pretty astronomical in terms of on a yearly basis. So teams have been wondering, organizations have been wondering, owners have been wondering, what's going on here? Like, you know, where are we actually going to get it streamed? And we believe, as it stands, that YouTube and Twitch are unwilling to put up the money they have in previous seasons, and therefore a deal could still get done last minute in the next like 24 hours. But if it doesn't, there is growing support among team ownership for a more open streaming system that would allow the league and its teams to stream in more places, along with co-streams to grab more viewership numbers. So interesting in a way, in some sense, that not the downfall of the CDL, but the fact that the CDL hasn't grown really over the last few years means that they can't get the deals that they were once getting a few years ago when they were promising, wow, the viewership's going to be mega in like 3 years' time. That hasn't happened, of course, and therefore they're now in a boat where they don't really have the same offers they used to have for media rights deals, and now it actually might be to the benefit of the CDL, because the idea that they can broadcast everywhere, the open, non-exclusive function, as I say, yes, the CDL probably doesn't want to pocket $0 for their media rights, but at the same time, it's probably a worthwhile short-term sacrifice if they want to get big deals in the future, to say, you know what, let's stream everywhere. YouTube, everyone can do it. Twitch, everyone can do it. Watch parties, co-streaming, all this stuff. Now, they might not do that. They might not go all the way, but this, I think, would be great for the scene, to be honest. It's been something we've been asking for a long time, allowing more co-streams and watch parties and this type of stuff, because matches. It's worked very well for Halo and has worked very well for Valorant, most certainly in the last few months. So what do you guys think about this, right? We heard rumors the other day that kind of, Zuma was implying that a return to Twitch was on the cards, but I'd prefer it to stay on YouTube as well, because YouTube, like, that's where I'll watch it, because the Twitch experience to me is pretty horrible, but it does add a major additional benefit to potential viewership for the scene. So yeah, and tweet your thoughts on that in the comment section below. And I'd really like to see this personally, but we literally have like 24 hours or so until the matches are beginning pretty much. So they've got to say something in the next day, and hopefully it's going to be broadcast on both platforms, at least for now, and hopefully it can work out really well for them this season, which I'm sure it will. Let's dive into some of the OpTic stuff then, because still no jerseys announced for Vegas or OpTic. We thought it was going to be here by now, still not arriving as of yet, probably today. I mean, it's got to be today or maybe tomorrow at the absolute last and final call, because the matches begin tomorrow, so that's coming soon. Now, this might be the new OpTic kind of hoodie that was in Hex's vlog. We'll see some clips here from the vlog in a second, but this is potentially what it could look like, and this also might be kind of a sneak peek at what their jersey might be, so yeah, I guess we'll have to stay tuned for this one. But yeah, people were thinking that this might be the situation that the OpTic guys will be wearing for their matches, especially when they go to LAN in Raleigh in a few weeks' time. Now, Scump's got this moustache girder, which I think looks absolutely fantastic, to be honest. But yesterday, Hex did a vlog walking around the 21,000 square foot facility in the heart of downtown Dallas, and it's kind of interesting, right? Because when it was the Envy headquarters, it was used a fair bit. We saw some good content there. The COD guys were occasionally there, but there were some internet issues at their headquarters that we've seen before, and now the Dallas Fuel guys use it. The OpTic Valorant team used to use it, but now that's no longer a thing, and the Dallas Fuel, I think their season's over. So this facility, like I'm sure cost them a lot of money in the heart of downtown Dallas, is barely getting used at all, and that's why Hex is considering, as it stands, maybe just getting rid of the headquarters. I think that he's thought in the past about expanding the headquarters, like moving to a new location, and that may be coming sooner rather than later, especially if the COD guys are now going to be practicing from the Dallas headquarters for, Envy OpTic as it currently is. So that is what's been happening the last day or so. The OpTic guys were running into some issues with their internet at the headquarters. They felt like in previous seasons, whenever they've played on certain CDL servers, they're pinging like 80, and iLLeY, who's playing from his home or whatever locally, is pinging 30. That doesn't really add up. So they've tried it. They've gone to the Envy headquarters to make this happen. Hex explains exactly why, and then Scump says, you know what, this is way better. And not only in this clip does he say that he's got one ping, but after the fact on stream, he said, yeah, it actually was a way better internet environment there.
There is a little bit of an issue, okay? Yesterday at the Hex quarters, like every single other year that we've been at the Hex quarters, the players complain about the connectivity. Now, we have gigabyte internet, we have 2 lines of them, but every single time that we got into a server, I think it was Colorado server, one of those servers, they were pinging at 80. So Shotzzy, Dashy, and Seth were pinging at 80. iLLeY, who was playing from home, he in the same place across the street from the Hex quarters, he was pinging at 30. So there was a discrepancy there. So Seth and the boys decided that today will be the day that they come back over, they come downtown to test out the internet down here. If it works, then we're gonna be practicing out of here. Hello. Damn, you're sitting where Marv used to sit.
Yeah, we're playing from here.
That's how I know I'm gonna be icy this year.
Yeah?
We're playing from here from now on.
Are you?
I've never seen this in my life. I load into my first game and I have 1 ping. I've never seen it in my life.
Yo, what's up?
Every different flavor they got here.
What you got going on with that mustache, kid?
You know me.
That looks kind of good.
Kinda. What do you mean kinda?
Shout out day ones. You know what I'm saying? I got respect.
Yeah. Okay, so if you had a choice, of where you would play, where would you play out?
Well, we're trolling right now. We're trolling.
I'm Team HQ. I'm not gonna lie.
Team HQ? You don't want to move down here? I asked the vlog earlier what they think that we should do. Should we move everything downtown?
Bro, I'm so
Literally everything?
Everything. No more HQ. HQ's done. We sell it. Somebody else takes over it. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a big decision, huh?
Yeah. Well, what's your thought?
Listen, the HQ is my sanctuary, like, to an extent. Me and Matt, a lot of, like, we're Hall of Famers there, so you know what I mean? So by now, like, I don't know.
So that might be the place that OpTic are going to practice and therefore play their matches from for the upcoming season. Now, there are some complications here because Dashy was not overly keen. I know that I think Formal as well, like, he really likes it at the Hex quarters, likes the environment there, as does Dashy. The idea of leaving that and going to, the Envy headquarters every day to play this might not be optimal, but at the same time, they are paying for it, or at least, the facility facility is there. It's been like, it's incredible, like watching that vlog. I think Hex was showing the meeting rooms and some of the like the studios they've got that just never get used really. So you know, it's probably about time they did it. At the same time, it is a bit of a commute, right? I think Scump and Shotzzy were saying that it was kind of you know, a surprise and a shock to them. They had to drive 30 minutes into the heart of downtown Dallas. I can't stop saying it, to you know, to practice, and then have to drive back again. So like an hour commute every day. Now, of course, a lot of people are familiar with that from the real world, let's say, but you know, for gamers, it's rather a strange environment to have to like commute to work basically, and you know, they might have to get used to it, but at the same time, it's not like they're just you know, practicing 5 days a week. It's more like 6 days a week, and it definitely is kind of an interesting one compared to what they're used to, with the headquarters being much more local. So you know, it's not exactly a new thing to Texas having to drive around to get to places, but it still is a little bit more interesting than we've seen in the past. And as I say, Dashy didn't seem overly keen on this one, so yeah, look, we'll still have to see for them, right? But obviously, if it does help the internet side of things, that should be beneficial for them. But there are some other pros and cons to this situation, right? So I guess we'll see over the coming weeks if it actually plays out to their benefit, because we have seen over the last couple of seasons occasional internet concerns when the OpTic guys have played their matches from the headquarters. Like, you know, certain servers don't seem to work so well with the league PCs and the internet lines there. And as Scump was suggesting in the video, right, one ping he got in that public match, and then I believe he also said on stream later on in the day when he got home that like yeah, honestly, the internet was way better there, even though Dashy doesn't seem so convinced that it's a good idea. Who knows? But yeah, 2 days, 1 day until they're back in action. Funny image this actually, because you've got different headshots from all different years. I think the ones with the hoodies are from Cold War, maybe. Shotzzy's, I think, is from last season, and then iLLeY obviously is just like really well photoshopped, let's just say, onto this. I think maybe it's Shotzzy's body. I'm not exactly sure like who they copied to put iLLeY's head on, but it doesn't look great, let's say. But you know, hopefully the headshots for this year are good, because I still have to use old school headshots for the last few years on my videos, because the Vanguard ones are almost all terrible. Like the lighting on this Shotzzy one is just awful. Hopefully they can do a better job this year and we can actually get hold of them as a community. And even as Clayster says, right, this is the thing, the internet always matters for these online qualifiers, especially with how competitive the league is going to be this year, more than likely. Clayster, as you guys can see right here, with a, you know, 2k down, 2k upload, and 1 ping. So that's not too bad, I suppose, right? And look, if you're playing against Clayster is 1 ping, like you better also have 1 ping, right, if you want to actually compete with these guys in an online environment. So these are the OpTic matches. This weekend they play Rokkr, and that's their first game. They play that one tomorrow. Later in the weekend they also play the Mutineers. So 2 games this weekend, I believe, for every team. 2 games next weekend, I believe, for every team. And then after those 4 matches, the qualification seeding will indeed be confirmed. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. The Twitch YouTube thing is very exciting. It's possible they get a last minute deal. It's possible that after Major 1 they still sign a deal over the Christmas period, but that seems unlikely as well. We might have a season of no exclusivity, which look, if it goes well, could actually be massive for the scene. But very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.